Hi, Jordan. Congrats again on the win on Wednesday. That was a lot of fun to watch. We're getting closer towards the Big East tournament. You guys had obviously the big game against UConn on Monday, but last time we talked, you said you were really proud of the growth of this team, especially early on in February. How have you seen this team grow since then into building the momentum heading into March?
Yeah, I mean, I think the growth that our team has seen over the past couple months, and honestly, I think you can look at the team and seen the growth just over the past couple weeks. It's been really, fun, obviously, to be a part of, but I think it's been huge and instrumental in just our success recently. I think just us, really buying into each other and buying into our roles each and every day has really been a key for us. And I think it's obviously going to be just so impactful for the program as we keep moving into March. Just everybody buying in and doing their role and playing a part, I think, is the biggest thing, and that's how we've seen our success.
Ben Steele, go ahead.
Hey, Jordan, thanks for doing this. With the rematch with UConn, obviously they got a lot of good players, but Paige Beckers kind of makes them go. What makes her so difficult to defend, and what do you guys need to do better this time around?
Yeah, she's a great player who can score from all three levels. I think that's one of the hardest things, to guard is a player that can score at all three levels. So, we're definitely going to make some adjustments defensively into our game to, hopefully have a different outcome with this second time. So I just think, if we get to focusing on ourselves and in Marquette basketball and kind of the changes and adjustments that we need to make, I think it'll be, a different outcome, and I'm excited to see how it goes.
John, back to you.
Jordan, although you're in your sophomore season, you've never had the glimpse of playing in the NCAA tournament. It was taken away from you. So is that in the back of your head as you guys get ready to hopefully have a spot in the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said you got to take it day by day with the season, and we obviously have some games to finish up before we get to that moment. But that's something that every young basketball player dreams of as a kid, and now that hopefully we're gonna have a shot at it this year, I think is huge and super exciting to get to that point in the year. So we're definitely gonna take full advantage of that, and I can't wait to get to that point. But like I said, it's a day by day process, and we've got some games to finish up. So
Darius, go ahead.
How you doing, Jordan? Darius Joshua with CBS 58 here in Milwaukee. Following up with that, I'm wondering, did it take a while for you as a young freshman at the time, now sophomore, or even as your teammates, to kind of get over that missed opportunity of the tournament? You figured you're going to get in based on the season you had, and then all of a sudden, just like that, it was gone.
yeah, I think obviously that was really hard back then, and everyone around the country, all basketball players were kind of experiencing that in a little bit different ways depending on teams and stuff. But anyways, yeah, that was really tough to kind of have our season just end like that. And that's why they tell you play every game like it's your last. And so last season we didn't get that opportunity, and I think that's why right now every game that we play in is so precious to us, and to take advantage of every game. So we're definitely excited to get back to that moment this year, and for me being my first year, it's going to be exciting, and I'm really ready for it.
What has this sort of been like for you as a sophomore, playing through a pandemic season now, a full year almost since the date when the initial tournaments were canceled?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of adjustments that have had to be made from obviously last year to this year. And just different protocols that you have to go through. There's just a lot, I think, that goes on behind the scenes that us players don't even see, and that's why I'm so thankful for our staff and everybody with Marquette that has been able to make this season even a season for us. But there's just been a lot of different things that, I mean, I think you can only imagine with, COVID and everybody experiencing that just through testing and, having to go through quarantines and stuff like that. But, I'm grateful for everybody that has, been behind us the whole way, and has allowed us to have the season that we've had, and, just gotta roll with the changes. So.
Last one for you from me. Coach had said she was really proud of how you all handled, obviously, not only following all the protocols with COVID, but obviously Wisconsin itself was a part of the social injustice movement kind of that sparked it around the entire country. What sort of impression has that had on you as a young player, a young person mixing in with, different girls that you didn't know before you got to the team?
Yeah, I think this summer has honestly taught me a lot. And you know a lot of the girls on your team, just from last year, like the returning players specifically, them. But then kind of once, everything, sparked up over the summer with all the social injustice movements and protests and stuff like that. And I think I was able to learn just a lot from all of my teammates, just hearing them speak, and even some of the coaches too, having great perspective through their lives. I think it's just been a huge, like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just been really special just to be a part of just a team that has been so influential, like, and impactful in the community. To be able to bring these, changes about, and just kind of being using our platform for it has been a great thing that I love to be a part of. So I think it's been just really special, and learning every day just new things, and grateful to be a part of the change that we've started to make.
Sam Arco.
All right, not sure if my Wi-Fi is spotty or not. Am I good, DJ?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Hey, Jordan. You're doing a little bit of everything out there on the court. How have you seen your game, change overall in your second full year now here at Marquette?
Yeah, I think I've seen. I think just the ability, or the opportunity to score the ball for me has changed over the past year to now. But I think that's just obviously me stepping into a little bit of a bigger role this year, with senior Izzy Spingola leaving last year. I've had to step into that scoring role a little bit more. I just think that the biggest thing is, I think I always talk with my coaches about just being able to impact the game in different ways, and kind of just depending on what the team needs that night. And you've seen so many times that our starters and our top, 6, 7 can have such balanced scoring. And I think that's the greatest strength that our team has, is the balance and versatility. So I think just being able to impact the game in different ways has been a huge part of my game this year. And if that's scoring on that particular night, that's great. But I think there's, obviously been games where I've had, higher assist numbers, and it's just stuff like that. I think is using my versatility. And then obviously referencing back to your question is just that scoring a little bit more this year has been a difference for me.
Thanks, Jordan.
This will be the last question for Jordan. Ben Steele, if you want to go ahead.
You guys have won 5 in a row. What are the things that you point to as to reasons why you guys got it rolling right now?
I kind of alluded to this a little bit earlier, but I think just us, buying into each other, honestly, like us, performing our roles day in and day out through practice and through the games. I think just the chemistry that you're seeing with us winning, I think the chemistry has grown within the past couple of weeks. And I just think right now we're playing hard and we're competing hard. So I just think it's really been, us coming together really, and, playing for each other.
Awesome. Thanks for taking the time, Cam. Coach was talking about your relationship a little bit with Louis a little previously. Can you just talk about what it is to learn under somebody like Lauren, who's now in her 5th year, but become one of the best forwards in the league?
Yeah, so me and Louis right off the bat, my freshman year, and then coming into this year, we really had a good relationship because we know we both could do damage in the paint, and just our versatility, bringing the ball outside in the perimeter, shooting it, but still being able to work down low, was one of our greatest strengths. And, I learned a lot from her. She always used to help me out in practice a lot too. And also Tia, even though she graduated already, but even now she, just listening to her, she's been here for 5 years. She kind of really has a really great grasp on what's going on and stuff like that. So just learning from her is like really good. And I think she learns a lot from me too. We both always tell each other what we see, what we can do better at in practice, in the game. We just have that good chemistry with each other.
what's perhaps the biggest lesson that you've learned from her that you're able to incorporate into your play, for that you've been able to not just have a breakout season last year, but continue that success in this season?
The biggest lesson I think is next play. I used to always really I was always hard on myself. I still kind of am hard on myself a little bit, but she's taught me to just get out of my head, next play, we're going to make mistakes, we're going to mess up, and that's just part of the game of basketball. You're going to, no matter if you're, the best person in the country or the worst. And I think that that's really helped me a lot, and it's correlated a lot of my game, with sometimes I get in foul trouble, but I can't let that, affect me.
Ben Steele, go ahead.
Hey Cam, good to see you again. With all these, that every time you play UConn, it's going to be a hyped matchup. What can this kind of game prepare you for the postseason?
I think it's a great preparation for the postseason. We come out with a mentality just to play as hard as we can every game. And I think that with, as great as a team as UConn is, we still want to play Marquette basketball and still get better in every possession, every film session, every rebound, just having that motor to be a go-getter. And so, yeah, we just have that mentality of just go at it, do your best. And play with heart and passion and have fun with it. Not everybody gets the opportunity to play the number one team in the nation.
Darius, go ahead.
How you doing, Cam? Darius Joshua with CBS 58. Somewhat switching gears on you a little bit. We're coming up on a year anniversary since the NCAA tournament was canceled on both the men's and women's side. Coach had mentioned that you guys just lost in the Big East tournament, so you all were sent home for spring break. So I'm wondering, when that news kind of comes out, what is it like for you all? Is it simply just a group chat for the team is blowing up with a reaction kind of to the news?
You talking about from last year?
Yes, the last season.
Yeah. The news, when we got that text, I remember sitting in the room with my mom because we were home for spring break and just kind of seeing everything get canceled. And it was just kind of like two people, two schools kind of came out the NCAA tournament, and then it just kind of canceled. And we were just like, whoa, it was so weird because it felt unfinished. We were so excited for the tournament. We had practice. We were supposed to practice on my birthday, so I was excited for that because I'm like, yeah, it's my birthday, let's go at it and stuff like that. But with COVID and everything, it was just it was unfortunate, especially for our seniors, Izzy and Tia. I know we really wanted to just go hard for them. They've been working really hard all season, and to have that kind of snatched away from us was kind of, it was a little hurtful, but that's why we're so excited this year, with everything, with all the protocols and rules. Yeah. But, we're always going to do our best to stay safe, but, being able to play in the NCAA tournament, that's a big thing.
I'm sure for a lot of athletes around the country, simply the opportunity is just enough. But now that you've kind of gone through almost a full season of it, so far just one regular season game left, and obviously the two postseason tournaments, do you feel like having to play through a pandemic, has it somewhat focused you as an athlete, focused you as a person overall?
I think with I can speak for probably the whole team on this, that we are very resilient, in terms of we have been mentally tough through this. And, of course, everybody as a team individually, I know probably some staff, we've all had our ups and downs with maybe mental stuff or physical stuff. You never know, because it is really hard not being able to see friends and family for a long period of time. And, we already deal with that as student athletes in general, playing on Thanksgiving, not really have too many days off on Christmas. But with COVID, it makes it a little harder because now it's like I can't hang out with friends outside of basketball or on other sports teams or things of that nature. Like my mom can't come down and see me when I play. So it's definitely the focus is always going to be there, but I think the resilience of getting through, those situations and just that mental, googly guck, whatever, really does help us. Because I feel like we've grown a lot, especially this season.
Thank you.
All right, Sam Arco.
Hey Cam, congrats on the big win the other day.
Thank you.
What was the message at halftime that Duffy said? At halftime it was tied. It was a back and forth game, but in the second half you guys took over and you had a lot of points in the second half too. So what was the message at half?
I mean, I honestly don't remember. I should. She's probably gonna kill me for that. But I think the message was just to play. Like, we knew what we can do. We know what we're capable of, and I think a little bit we kind of were like getting away from Marquette basketball, and just kind of not playing at our greatest and missing a little layup. You know, the little things weren't really clicking. But once we were like, dude, like, it's 0-0 right now. Let's go out. Let's play our hardest. Let's execute. Let's be solid on everything. And that kind of was like the message that was relayed. Like, we came out with the mentality like, we're not losing again, you know? And yeah, I think that's kind of made a difference. And we were working really hard in practice and just having that mentality of, you know, being a go-getter. And yeah.
Your lucky coach was already on that. I can't tell her that you forgot what she said.
Yeah, don't say nothing.
Said so.
So we'll do 2 more questions for Cam. John Lazy, go ahead.
Kind of going off of that, we saw the post-game reactions inside the locker room. Coach, the energy is contagious a little bit and fun to watch. What's that like for a player to see the energy that not just a head coach but the coaching staff brings still out during COVID, and just try to get you guys going and bring the momentum and the energy still there, even though a pandemic is going on?
You know, it's great. I mean, the energy was there. You know, you probably saw me in the background with Tay bumping chest like 18,000 times. But, you know, I think like it's such a great feeling when they have that energy within us, because that means like we know that they have our backs no matter what. And just knowing that and seeing that is like, it's just one of the best feelings too, because it's like, okay, like, we got this, we're good, and we feel unified even when we lose, or if, like, you know, back when we had a couple of games when we lost, like, we still were a team, we still stayed together. And that's kind of like one of our biggest things we've learned through and now we've grown with COVID this year, is how to stay together through adversity. You know, we went through adversity in that game, but it wasn't it didn't tear us apart. You know, we got back, we stayed together, stayed unified, kept our energy up, kept our spirits up, and, you know, got the dub.
All right, last question. Ben Steele, go ahead.
You know, you guys have been so strong down low and in the paint this season. Is that a place where you maybe have an advantage against UConn going into Monday's game? And personally, what do you think you need to do to play your best against the #1 ranked team?
I think what I need to do as just an individual is just do my job. You know, I'm a rebounder, I'm a scorer, playmaker, in some sorts, not, you know, like a point guard and like that, but, you know, just reading the right reads, you know, setting screens, getting my teammates open, and just, you know, being that energy person, being that emotional support for everybody. You know, so if somebody isn't probably doing their best, that's when I step up. And,